Hello, Serendipitous here with another board game shelf video. This time, talking about a true classic, The Great Dalmuti. So, I've played this game many times for many years, even as a kid. I've played different versions of this. I often forget that Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast at least published this version. I'm sure there are other versions of Great Dalmuti out there. Oh, a Richard Garfield game. I did not realize Richard Garfield made this game. He's all over the place, not just Magic. I knew he made Keyforge and Magic, obviously. I didn't know he made this one. Anyway, if you're not familiar with Great Dalmuti, essentially how it works is you have it's a really good party game. You have a bunch of people around the table, and there's like different there's different levels. Basically, there's the Great Dalmuti, there's the Lesser Dalmuti, and then there's like people in the middle, and you go all the way down to like the Greater Peon and Lesser Peon. There's a few different like variations of this game, but essentially the idea is that you have your hand of cards, and these cards are there are uh, the higher the card, so the lower the card, the more valuable it is because the number tells you how many of that card there are in the deck. So there are, for example, there are 12 12s, 11 11s, 9 9s, 8 8s, 4 4s, and so on and so forth. And you'll see that the lower the number, again, the better it is. So stone cutters are, 11 is stone cutter, baroness is 4, seamstress is 7, abbess is 5, peasants is 12, and so on and so forth. Right, there are a couple of jesters in there, 2 archbishops, and I'm pretty sure there's, let me see if I can quickly find the number one. Yeah, knights, yeah, there's the other archbishop. Earl Marshal is number 3. There is just a single one card, which I think the one is just called Great Dalmuti, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, is it all the way in the front here? Yep, it is. There it is, Great Dalmuti, the one and only. So yeah, when you play, you can only play matches of cards. You want to be every single round. You want to be the last. You want to be the first person. You want to get rid of all your cards. It's kind of like it's a little bit like Uno, but you have to match the same cards together. So in order to get rid of these tens, for example, you have to. You can play if there's nothing on if there's nothing on the table. You can just play 4 10 to get rid of them. But now everyone else has to play 4 of something, and they can't play four tens or 11s or 12s. The number always has to go down, and it has to be the same number of cards each time. So someone can play 4 9s, 4 8s, 4 7s, and so on and so forth. And then when everyone passes, then this gets reset, and the next person can play, for example, 1 4. And now people can only play 1 3 or 1 2 or 1 1 essentially. So that the idea is that you want to get rid of all your cards, and the fact that more valuable cards are more rare, means that they help you kind of take control of a round essentially. But yeah, I probably didn't explain it all that well. I usually do a much better job of explaining a game when I'm in a setting of like teaching people how to play a game, and I can like show. I actually have the cards, and we're sort of like playing a practice round and things like that. But in this kind of video format, maybe I'm not as used to this, but yeah, just a really good party game that is always a winner anywhere we go. I'm not great at it. I think I've only won like I've played this game probably dozens of times, and I've probably only ever really won like once or twice ever. And basically, yeah, and it's essentially like you keep playing one round after the other, and you try to like stay at the top on the Great Dalmuti side. Oh, another fun angle to this game is the fact that, like I said, when you actually sit around a table and you actually sit in order. And so the first person who is out in a round is the Great Dalmuti, and the second person who is out is the Lesser Dalmuti, and so on and so forth until you get to the Greater and Lesser Peon. And then at the start of the new round, the peons have to give their best cards to the person on the lowest spot has to give two of their best cards to the Great Dalmuti, and the Great Dalmuti gives two of their worst cards to the peon. It's kind of this rich get richer, poor get poorer kind of thing, which in many other contexts is not great. But in the context of a game, I feel like all's fair in love and board games. Honestly, I'm fine with being competitive. I'm fine with being competitive and fierce and like and everything, as long as it stays in the game and as long as it's just in the name of fun, essentially, in the context of just a board game. But yeah, Great Dalmuti, I like it a lot. I'm glad we have it. It's just a kind of thing that like anyone who brings games to game night, I feel like this is definitely a winner right here. Even if you've never played, it's very easy to learn. So, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, all the best.